All right, guys. There you go. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you for waiting. There was a little hold up with the client. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy. Let me tell you the story right off the bat. And today we're gonna talk about uh, some fresh news that happened for the past week, and we're gonna talk about H-1B reform. We're gonna talk about the Trump's moves towards the legal immigration. We're gonna have a bunch of news to discuss. But guys, let me tell you this. So what happened to this client? He's Hi Raju. Hi Raju, thank you for coming. Glad to see you here. So let me tell you guys right off the bat, and you'll see the craziness of what's going on right now. So my client from Uzbekistan, we got him approved for EB1A as a talented businessman. And let me see, it happened fall 2024. And all was good. The case was very strong. He used to come to the US on tourist visa. He had the chance to adjust his status back then when the case was approved. I strongly suggested that that was the way to go. He said, no, Stanislav, I'm gonna go back to Uzbekistan. I need to deal with certain things. As you may suspect, that was a big mistake. To go back and not to adjust the status. So what happened? He went to Hi Niels. Glad to see you too. So he gets scheduled for the embassy interview. He goes to the interview, and nothing is really being asked about the case itself, the EB1A petition, which sometimes becomes the highlight of the interview. Everything what they were asking him about his third child. Why? Because his third child, was born in the US, and she's a US citizen. So they were inquiring him about getting that tourist visa through fraud on the US government, without telling the real purpose of him going to the US. And guys, let me tell you, at this point, when they started asking those questions, it's practically impossible to prove one way or the other, because it's all about what? It's all about the intent. How do you prove? And they say, Raju, prove us you are not a camel. And I guess it does make sense for you guys. It's a Russian expression. Like, prove me you're not a camel. How you gonna prove you're not a camel? If they ask you, because it's obviously not a camel, but if they ask you, that means they don't understand, or they don't accept the apparent evidence of whatever that is, right? So it doesn't matter if he really did that or he did not do that, and what, intending to defraud, to get the tourist visa, not for the purpose of tourism, but for the purpose of giving a birth to his third child. Right? So it's impossible to prove neither that he intended or he did not intend. But now they suspect him. And what happened? They sent his case back to USCIS. My suspicions for revocation. So what do you do now, guys? Your tourist visa ran out. It expired, so you cannot come in. Your case is probably gonna be revoked. You already almost 2 years in this thing, and you face this kind of problem. Okay, so that's what's happening, guys. Last time I told you the story about the guy who was coming from Canada. I think he's originally from Armenia. He was coming through Canada as a tourist. We were about to file his EB1A case, And the customs stopped him, started interrogating him on things, and he admitted, my God, you admit nothing to any government, guys. And it doesn't have to do with anything, with if you did something, you didn't do anything. You do not admit anything. Guys, don't be ridiculous. I know they're gonna put a lot of pressure on you. They're gonna be like officers maybe yelling at you, and you'll have to deal with this. You do not admit anything. Okay? You don't have to. If it gets to this situation and you're not a green card holder or a US citizen, if you're just a tourist or whatever, if it got to the interrogation on the border, it's better to shut up. And even if they don't let you in, you still have the chance to deal with all this. If you admit something, that's the end of story. Why? Because they're gonna ban your entrance. Okay? They're gonna ban. So I hope no one will ever get to those situations. But if you do get in those situations, guys, you gotta play the game. You got to play the game. You gotta have nerves of steel, okay? You gotta be confident about your rights and everything. And if they try to get you admit to some crazy things, to fraud to US government, that you violate your status, that you work in the US, deny everything, okay? Deny everything. Not because you wanna lie, or just deny. Just say, I didn't do this, that's not me, you guys confusing me with someone, okay? And it's better to have your lawyer if you can. So things are getting heated up, guys. Things are getting heated up. So those are bad news, okay? That's the bad news. What are the good news? Okay, we got fresh approval for one of our Indian client, an EB1A. Really good case. The business IT, H1B a long time ago, EB2 approved, 2016. So he's getting his green card in 6 months, okay? Because I'm gonna substitute the priority dates, file adjustment of status, and he and his family are getting finally, guys, after 15 years in the US, they're getting their green cards. And it makes me so happy. You have no idea. It makes me so happy to get you guys off the boat, okay? We got O1A for English woman. She's a businesswoman from Great Britain, from England. O1A for her own company. We got EB1A for blogger, for YouTube blogger. It was last week. Really good case, really interesting influencer / blogger. And a bunch of business visas. So almost all of them is kind of boring stuff because we're getting those visas every day, especially if it's IT and business. That's the majority of my cases. But let's talk, guys. Let's talk about what's important right now. What's important for you. And before we get down to that, if you guys did not get a free evaluation from me, you need to do this because things getting harder and harder. And I'm saying this, and I really mean it, guys. I do believe you guys trust me as a professional, and you believe that I'm a genuine guy, that I don't say things with the second meaning behind them. I really mean those things. So I can tell you that things are getting really heated up in that case. And get that free evaluation to know if you have the case. I will drop you the link in the comment section. You'll have that. Press on that link, fill out the questionnaire, wait for 2 days, get that analysis, and see where you stand with your case. Okay, so the first news is that Trump administration says, and by the way, guys, you do not get very often the director of the Department of State, Marco Rubio, right? The minister, basically, the cabinet minister, to talk about checking all 55 million US visa holders for fraud and status violation and things like that. This is crazy, guys. This is crazy. I mean, they're gonna check all visa holders for, I don't know how they're gonna do this. I mean, my suggestion, they're gonna use the artificial intelligence, because no one in their solid mind will have any resources, will, desire, and capability to check 55 million cases. And how you do this? How you check them? You call them, or I don't know. You send you send them the free evaluation form. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do this. They said they would. They said they would, and I trust. I don't trust with everything a Trump administration says, but I trust this one. Okay, I do trust this one, and probably artificial intelligence is gonna select the suspect cases, and those suspect cases, they're gonna then use people to evaluate the employers, H-1B employers, O-1 employers, L1, E2. They're gonna see if you, they're gonna check your social media, whatever open sources, to see if you work or if you do something that's against your current status or your past status. Okay, so yeah, that's coming at us, guys. So what does it practically mean for you and for all of us? And by the way, guys, when you work with my corporation, you sleep tight as a baby, knowing that everything we do is by the book. Because basically, what they're saying, they don't intimidate you. They don't say, hey, Niels, hey, Kim, we're gonna get you. No, that's not what they're saying. All they're saying is that we're gonna get you if you did something wrong. Okay? So they're coming after crimes and fraud and illegal immigrants. So if you guys did everything properly, if you guys did everything correctly, if you worked with clean hands attorney like myself, you have nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. There's nothing to worry about if you did everything by the book. Okay, your non-immigrant visa, and they're going to be checking the green card holders as well. Okay, guys, they're gonna check everybody. And the way, give me guys 1 second. They want to make sure that you are a person of a good moral character. Okay? A person of a good moral character. And how do they know who's a person of a good moral character without actually knowing you? Well, they want to make sure that all the information you provided to the US government is true. And you did not violate the further statuses. You didn't work on your B1, B2 visa. You didn't work on your F1 visa. For H1B, you worked only for your company and you didn't work for another company, or has had this side hustle as an Uber driver. I don't know. And also, guys, besides all this, also remove. And I know you will be arguing with me, saying that Stanislav, it's a democracy, freedom of expression. Yes, correct. I totally agree. If you're a US citizen or a green card holder, and even green card holders are not totally covered, but if you are on the visa, remove all this craziness from your Insta, from your TikTok, the comments on those things on X about supporting Hamas, all this Palestinian. Don't just, even if you have an opinion on this and you like active and you like really don't want to hold up, just wait till you get the passport, okay? Because if you're on a visa, the visa is a privilege. It's not the right. They can take your visa at any time for no reason. For no reason, okay? If there is a reason, and the way US government looks at the immigrants, even legal immigrants, if you bring those opinions about the organizations that they claim terrorist or supporting something that against the US government views and things like that, just hold up on that, okay? Don't do this ridiculous things. I understand that US, all this democracy and yes, and expression, but not if you have a visa. Those things don't apply to you, okay? And your benefit of having that visa can evaporate really quick. So go back to your social media and clean it up, okay? Clean it up if there is something there. If none, good for you. Good for you. Okay? Okay. I think I made my case on this. And I guys, I totally disagree with this. But that's what we have to deal today. Okay? So be careful about that. Oh, and by the way, guys, I have to say it again and again. You all from different cultures. I totally understand. You all have different religion, some Hindu, Buddhist, Muslim, Orthodox. You have different backgrounds, different families, and all this good stuff and bad stuff, whatever that is. Some of you traumatized as a kid. I don't know what's going on. But do not beat up your spouses. I think, guys, I almost feel stupid to say this, okay? But I have to do this because every single month, my clients do this, okay? And I understand that the pool of my clients is maybe 300 people every single moment, right? That's how many clients my company handles. 300 at any minute, at every second, as I speak right now. So it's not a big sample, but even then, once a month, someone, and they know they cannot do this because I make videos, I send my message to my clients through the means that we work them with, through the messengers and things. Of course, no violations, other laws, not going to these demonstrations in support of some bad cause in the eyes of US government. Don't do graffiti on the campus. Don't do this craziness. But also, I have to say this again and again and again. Do not beat up your spouses. And it goes to both ways. A husband beating up a wife and a wife beating up a husband. Actually, approximately 50-50. Okay? 50-50. So it's not about the gender. It's about controlling yourself and your emotions. Guys, do not... It's wrong by so many reasons, by so many explanations. Just, it's not civil, okay? Violence is bad. But if you don't think this is bad, just think immigration. Because if that spouse, in the heat of passion, just like you, not controlling herself or himself, calls the police and they come, this is the end of your immigration. 90% chance. I had cases, I managed to get those, I call them zombie cases, out of the grave. I had those cases, but guys, trust me, you don't want to be there, okay? You don't want to be there? So, please, I'm begging you, it's wrong for so many reasons. Don't beat up anyone, and especially your loved spouses, okay? I think divorce is a better option if you get to this point, but don't beat anybody up, okay? All right, I think it's clear. I've sent this message. Guys, don't tell me I never told you about this. Don't tell me that. Now, H1B. let's talk about this again because this is really important. It's gonna affect definitely the new people coming to the US on H1B in the future. Okay, it's definitely gonna affect those once reform is implemented, but it may well affect the current H1B holders. Okay, so this thing is really serious, guys. This reform H1B, it may have a domino effect, and not in a good way. Okay, and I will give you the solution. I will give you the solution to that. So what they want to do? They want to switch. They want to switch from lottery H1B to the auction H1B. And by the way, guys, I coined this term. If you hear someone after this saying auction on H1B, you know where it's coming from this mouth. Okay, I made this up, so I'm taking the lead on this. They want to do the auction on H1B. What exactly that means? What exactly that means? The auction. That means that they're gonna give each H1B visas to the companies that provide the higher salaries for the same positions. And let me tell you guys, this change, this reform actually undermines the intent why this visa came into existence. Because the reason why H1B actually exists today up till this moment is for the US companies to get highly educated employees for less. And of course, it doesn't say it in the law. It's like it's almost discrimination. But you know it, I know it, those companies know it, US government knows it, but nobody says it out loud. US companies have been historically getting cheap labor from foreigners for H1B. And everybody loved it. It was a win-win for all. For the US company, for the US government, for the US economy, and for the foreigners. Why for the foreigners? Because they got a chance to start working in the US, still making US dollars salaries, yes, lower than the market, but that was a good first step to build up your career and get EB2, EB3 approved or other visas. Okay? Everybody was a winner. There were no losers in this program. Now, and you want to ask me, Stanislav, about how US economy benefits. Well, the money saved on those H1Bs would be reinvested back in those businesses. And that's how they're going to grow and create more jobs that Americans would take because H1B is limited. So I guess we have stupid people in the government, guys. I'm sorry to say this. We probably have stupid people in the government who wants to do this reform because it kills the essence of this visa. I mean, I guess my opinion is not going to play any role in this process, but that's what's going to happen. Now, the companies are going to be forced to hire Americans because it's just less trouble, because they're still going to pay the same salaries and the work is going to be done. And yes, it seems that it would get them to create more Americans, and that's what the Trump administration wants. But what they don't realize, that H1B visa program in itself, the way it was operating, would create a lot more jobs for Americans indirectly. Okay, so now, yes, we have direct jobs created. 40,000 new jobs every year, substitution from H1B to American employees. But doing that, they lose another 100,000 that were indirectly created. Stupid. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not like that. I'm not calling people stupid. I have a good rearing. My mom would not like that, but I have to say this. Okay, I can't hold this back. This is stupid. So that's what we're dealing with this. I hope it's not the exact way how they're going to implement this. Maybe there's a combination or something, because other than that, it's just ridiculous. All right. So and guys, I'm getting fired up on this. As you can see, like I'm getting emotional on this because I don't get this. There are good moves by the Trump administrations and that I like, but there's like ridiculous, like this one. Okay, so let's talk about other things with H1B. So they're removing the drop the box visa approvals for H1B from September 2nd. So starting September 2nd, 2025, all H1Bs gonna be you'll have to go to the embassy for them. Okay, and it looks even for extensions for H1Bs will have to go, and I know Indians still have to go. You guys probably the ones that affected the most by these changes and everything, but you still had you had to go anyways when you had your EB2 approved and you did your extensions every year. Very inconvenient. Now, guys, I promise to tell you what's the solution. What's the solution to H1B crisis that's coming at us for the new H1Bs? And we suspect that even the current ones may be affected, which is really no good because there's a lot of H1B holders right now. So what are the alternatives? Number one, guys, of course, the first thing that needs to come to your mind is EB1A. That's when we talk about the green cards. Okay, the green cards. I know that not all of you have enough recognition and achievement for the purpose of EB1A. But if you do, what are you waiting for? Guys, what are you waiting for? It's getting to the point when waiting to start your case for EB1A is almost ridiculous. It's almost as ridiculous as the future reform of H1B. Okay, of course, I understand somebody don't have finance, somebody maybe doesn't have enough recognition criteria. Some of you don't understand if you have EB1A, but get the free evaluation, guys. I'm like a parrot on this. If you did this and I said you don't have potential right now, okay, let's look for other alternatives. But if I told you you have it, what are you waiting for? Okay, so do the free evaluation, guys. The link is in the chat. And Prasanna says, "Hi, glad to hear you." Absolutely, Prasanna, glad you're here. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate all of you guys. Okay, so. If not EB1A, what else? What else is available? O1A, guys. O1A. Remember it? Put it in your notes. Put it in your background. Put it on the wall. Okay? O1A. All H1Bs. Okay. I retract that. 95% of H1B holders will get approved for O1A if you guys work with me. I'm talking for myself. I'm not talking for anybody else. If you work with me and my team under my strategy, by my methodology, by my processes, I will give you 99% chance of approval because that's what we do. That's how we roll with 99% chance. So if I file 100 O1s, I get 99 of them approved. Okay? And the one that doesn't get approved from the first time, it will get approved for the second. Okay, so This is the best so far alternative to H-1B holders who are in trouble, or those who could not get selected for H-1B and want to work in the US. O1 is your solution, guys. Okay? And I know if you read it on USIS website, it's gonna say, bring me Emmy Award, bring me Nobel Prize. Right. Okay. Of course. Bring me that too. I would be happy to see that. I wait yet to see a Nobel Prize winner for O1 visa. Trust me, I'll never see that one. Okay? Because all of them got EB1As. So disregard this almost ridiculous approach that they give the examples. Of course, that's I call it, guys, and don't laugh at me. I call it a wet fantasy. Okay, a Nobel Prize winner Emmy Award is a wet fantasy of USCIS. Okay, it's not happening because it's not happening. All right, so a good professional in the field, give me 3 years of experience. I don't care if you're IT, if you're cybersecurity, if you're engineer, if you're businessman, if you're artist, whoever you are, give me 3 years of experience. I will get you O1. Okay? Because I don't want to get you into the criteria and start no. I want you to understand, guys. Leave the law for me. Leave the approach for me. Give me the 3 years of experience or more. I will give you O1 visa. Okay? That's it. That's all you need to know. And of course, free evaluation is your first step to understand if you have that, if you have O1. And the baseline is two criteria for O1 to start: your critical role and maybe your salary, or maybe the judging the work of others through code review, second opinion, being in a committee, being in a conference, sorting out people to speak, so assessing other professionals. Okay, so that's enough. That's enough for me to start for O1 case. And of course, you want to say, what about employer, Stanislav? Your own company can be your employer. Okay, we have a solution to that. So nothing should stop you. Nothing should stop you, guys. Okay, let's. I have one more thing, guys, to finish up, but let me see what you got to say. Steam. Hi, Stanislav. Hi, Steam. Have you seen E2 visa cases slow down under Trump's new policies, or are proceeding times still stable? Nothing really. Actually, Steam. Good question. Good question. I think E2 and L1. If you remove all those threats of the Trump administration to do this scrutiny and we're gonna see what if you're on the site, we're gonna do the inspection. Okay, come do the inspection. I'm at my desk. Okay, so if you remove all that, those are really good options. And the way and why I'm saying this, well, because Trump is a businessman and they wanna see the investment and the money coming in and creating the jobs, so they really favor those visas. They really do. Nothing crazy, nothing like just smash approval for those cases. Of course, they're gonna look at the criteria and everything, but really good way to come to the US. E2, L1, EB5, of course, if you have a big capital. By the way, guys, if you want to do the EB1, $800,000 for the regional centers, or $1 million for your own business, that's gonna go soon. 2 years max, maybe less. So if you want to do EB5, do it now or very soon, because if you guys thought that $800,000 is a lot of money, wait for 5 million. Okay, wait for 5 million. Because that's coming at us really fast. So I know it's still a lot of money, but not as a lot as 5 mil. And for doing nothing, getting that green card is, now it looks more attractive than ever, guys. Okay, so Kim, I'm a digital marketing consultant with 15 years of experience. Very good. I was planning the E2, but is the O1 a better route? I have no award judging membership. Kim, uh, 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 I will need to know a lot more, and don't rush, Kim. Do not rush. Self-assess, because you may not know what alternative ways to get awards or judging or even membership. Okay? Don't rush to the conclusions, because with all due respect, you just don't have enough understanding and information what qualifies for those criteria. Okay? Free evaluation. But yes, O1 is a great opportunity and alternative to E2 for one simple reason. When you extend your E2 visa, you have to show the result. You have to show the result. Employment, profit, your business growing. That's the result. If for whatever reason, and you know, Kim, if you're thinking about E2, that means you're a successful businesswoman, right? You have 100K to invest, maybe more. That means you made that money. That means you had your business or something related to that. So you have those things in your mind. So you know that things may not work out according to the business plan. Actually, Kim, you know, they never work according to the business plan. We all know that, right? Sometimes we do better, sometimes we do worse, sometimes we do in a different way. Okay? So O1 does not require to show the result for the company you're working for if you have to extend. But guys, I extended maybe 10 O1s in my whole career. So with 3,500 cases, of course, not all of them O1 cases, but big chunk of that it's a signal to you. So if you get O1, that means you're gonna get your green card pretty soon, within 3 years, because the 3 years is when you have to extend O1. So not only you do not have to show the result if you have to extend, but most likely you're not gonna get to that point, because you're gonna get approval for EB1A. Okay, Kim, get that free evaluation. Right now. You're almost obliged to do this, because not doing that is a waste of everybody's time. And plus, you have 15 years of experience. And Kim, I've done in my career at very least 50 EB1As in marketing. And I don't care if you're a consultant, if you're hands-on marketing expert, it doesn't matter for me. With 15 years of experience, that sounds like a green card to me. I'm telling you. You definitely have 4 criteria. Critical role, significantly higher income, because you're thinking about E2. You have judging the work of other professionals. You don't know that you did it, but you have it. You most likely have the contribution in the field, okay? And you probably have the showcase. You definitely have the showcase. Kim, you have 5 criteria without even knowing that. And we can add the press articles and academic publications, working with the vendors who can help you to get those things going. So right now, right off the bat, you are looking at 7 criteria of EB1A level. 7 criteria. I want 6. USCIS wants 3. I want 6. You have 7, and maybe even more. So there we go. There you go. We need to get this going. All right, guys. Let me get the last thing out that I want, and then I'll get to your questions. So in my company, we created a new service, guys. And let me explain what that is. The service is called money back guarantee. Money back guarantee. We can give you an insurance. You can purchase an insurance on your case. It's not for all the cases. It's only the cases that I grade A to B or B. A to B or A, sometimes B. I have the grade A, B, C, D, and in between A to B, B to C, C to D. Where A is the strongest case, D is no case. My average case is B to C, the average case that I take, okay? And all those cases are getting 90% chance of approval once you follow up the strategy. So I created money back guarantee insurance for your case, which you can buy separately. What it means? That means you will get the attorney's fees back. If you followed my strategy, which you know in the beginning, you did everything by the strategy, and you're ready to refile your case 3 times. Okay? Guys, we are so confident that we're gonna get you approved with this approach, that we're willing to risk the money that you pay us. Get it? Okay, I think it's pretty clear. Okay, let's get 1 or 2 more questions, guys. I'm really hungry. Raindrop relutes. It's like a rapper name, a hip hop name. Okay, Rain, let's call you Rain. Can you also talk about what's going on with the EB1A approvals? Too many RFEs these days, what's causing it and how to navigate through this? Yes, Raindrop. Correct. A lot of RFEs for EB1As, a lot of RFEs. And that started July. That started end of July. And it's going through August. And I have my theory of why this is happening. And by the way, guys, we're still getting approvals. Okay, we're still getting the approvals. So usually twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year, and I call them USCIS red days. Okay, USCIS red days. Something happens, and I suspect what happens. There's an inner policy. They get everybody together and say, hey, guys, they cannot say it like that, like I'm saying to you, like the way I'm telling you. They say it differently, using different words, but the message is as follows: approve less cases. Okay? And the reason for that is different depending on the seasonality. If it happens in August, in September. Why? Because it's the end of the fiscal year, and the fiscal year begins October 1st. That's when the new green cards coming into system, the new 40,000 green cards, okay, for EB1A, for EB1 category. And if they see that the approvals of EB1A category getting close to 40,000, meaning that they're going to have the backlog for this category, and they don't want the backlog for EB1A, because EB1A and EB1B and EB1C, EB1 category are the best people in the world who come into the US. So that means that the competition is very strong between those people filing those cases. So USCIS wants only, at these moments, critical moments, they want only best of the best. Meaning that less stronger cases are gonna be denied or have problems with them. Okay? So reversely, if they get to August and September and they see that approved cases are less than the 40,000 approvals, which means that the unapproved, the green cards that are left in this category, EB1, have to re-roll to EB2. You get it? So they don't re-roll to the new fiscal year for EB1. They re-roll to this year EB2. And USCIS hates to do that. They don't want EB1 category visas to go to EB2 category. Why? For the same reason. EB1 is the best of the best. Scientists, researchers, executives, best athletes, IT people, they in EB1 category. So that's today are the red days. These months are the red days for USCIS. Why? Because there's more approvals than they want. It's gonna go. It's October, it's gonna clear up, they're gonna get new visas, they're gonna exhale, they're gonna get back to normal. Okay, so we have to go through this. And you never know which way it's gonna happen around this time of the year. So this time of the year is special, guys. It's special for everyone involved. Okay, let me take one more question. Raju, what is cost for O1 for attorney fee? Indians love offers discounts. A lot of people are waiting from you. I know, Raju, I know you guys love negotiating the prices, and you guys know that we don't have any discounts. So, you know, that's when you guys have to give up your approaches to get the approval. And I think this is a good trade-off. Okay, this is a good trade-off. And by the way, guys, not only my prices are in the market, some of them actually lower, provided what you get for this money. Because you cannot say, Stanislav, your prices are expensive. You gotta tell me compared to what? What this other attorney gives you for less money or for more money, I don't know. Okay? If I tell you I can get you O1 for $11,000 or EB1A for $13,000, but you get the team, you get me, you get the strategy, you get the PR agencies, reliable people, you get other vendors for business plans, for company organization, you get the templates, you get the 4-step verification process of each your document, you get the deadlines, you get the example of documents, you get the NEO program, you get the embassy guidance. I mean, what are you comparing it to? There's no one is doing this for you guys. No one is doing expert opinion letters for you for free, by the way, right? And nobody is doing the exclusive business club after you get approved with us. So you have to balance out not only how much money that is, but what you actually get for it. Okay? So that's easy. That's easy. And we know the value of our services. Okay? So, but again, 11 and 13 are below the market. Yes, we have more expensive prices when you delegate more to the team and you're less involved in the case. But that's for those of you who have more resources. And you guys ask for those things. We created those things for your demand, okay? After your requests on that. Okay, good question, Raju. Very good question. I love it. And Kim says, sounds very convincing, Stanislav. Thank you, Kim. Attorneys usually sound convincing when they know what they're talking about. Charvi, I'm going to start working with you soon in a month. Yes. Guys, take an example of Charvi. Look, that's they know what they're doing, right? So far, the team I'm dealing with is through. I like that. Guys, when I say, you may not believe it, but when somebody who is already a part of the process say this is different. This is called social proof. Charvi, thank you very much. Love it. All right, guys, get the free evaluation. That's how Charvi started with us. Get that analysis as soon as possible. Start working on your case. Do not listen to noise. Get that ball rolling. My name is Stanislav Shamaev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here.